Alright, good evening everyone. This is Jesse Osborne on the 17th of March 2018 around 9:15 p.m. I'm just about to get started into the session for draft order selections and the division realignments for the Sometimes We Get Thirsty Fantasy Baseball League. Welcome, thank you for watching. If you have seen this before, it probably should look pretty familiar to you. It's the same template as we've used in previous years. And I'll give you some of the background context here. We have two different tabs. All I'm doing is using an Excel file. It's your basic Excel file that many people should be familiar with. And the two tabs I'm going to be using here are the draft ordering tab, and basically what we have here, the background for how this is all laid out is that there's 1,000 different records within the B column here, and the different teams have been allotted different amounts of different records based upon their performance last year, and so there's a tiered probability for getting the next draft pick as we go through here. And so the breakdown here is this is the standings for last year. 1 through 16, we had one person drop who was number 15 in the standings last year, and so that bumps up Zach and his team. You ain't getting paid to dance. They get bumped up to 15, and the new team, which is Gabby George, with her team, the Bumpin' Up Ladies, they are going to be stuck down at the number 16 spot. And so basically here, the standings were broken up into 4 different categories based upon the performance. The first 4 had the least amount of records within this big old pile in this B column. They only have 45 records each. The next tier, 5 through 8, from last year, they have 55 records. 9 through 12 has 65 records, and those that dropped in at bringing up the rear last year have the best chance for getting the next draft pick with 85 records. And so a 9% chance, 7% chance, 6% chance, and 5% chance. To sort of validate all the numbers here within the B column, created a pivot table, and so you can see this pivot table, and as we eliminate people from the draft order, or as they get selected and put into the draft order, we'll be taking out their team names and refreshing the summary table so that you can see that that those actions have taken place. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're about 44 minutes in, and we're about to go ahead and make the first selection, or get this underway and see who gets to make the first selection for the 2018 draft. So what I do here in the rando column is I write a formula, ran between, which is basically Excel is going to pick a random number from a numeric range, and I'm going to provide the numeric range here. So I'm going to use 2 as the bottom because there's a header in the first slot there, and then it'll select a random number between 2 and 1001. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. 128. So that is a pretty low number. So somebody got pretty lucky here. So we're really hoping that it's not Gary again. But so I'm going to go directly to 128. And it is Gary. Wow, he gets to pick first. I'm pretty sure he got the first pick last year, and he gets it again, even though he had a very low chance of doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy Gary's name and go up to here, and Gary gets to pick number 1. So, whoa, I'm going to go down to 128 again. So I'm well aware that I should be able to do sort of a replace all on Gary's name, or a find all, and delete it that way. But if I were to execute any of those functions, what it does is it brings up a dialog prompt, and when I bring up that dialog prompt, it stops the recording because it thinks I've exited out of this application. So I'm not going to do that. So you're going to have to painfully watch me reorganize all the names. It'll just take a moment after each one of the selections, but that's just the way it is. Okay, so deal with it. Alright, so what I did is I just moved everybody's names up, and we're going to go over here, look at the pivot table, and I'm going to hit data and refresh, and we should see Gary's name, which is down here, just disappear off of this. So there, Gary's now gone. There's only 955 records left, and everybody's still left on the table with the exception of Gary. So I have 955 records, and so I'm going to have to make the top 956. And I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and 142. Wow. So somebody at the top, again, got pretty lucky. And who is it? It's now co-commissioner Jesse Hellman. So Hellman, the manager for the indefinite integral, will get second pick in 2018. Oh, that was right on the border too, right on the border between Andrew Atkinson and Jesse Hellman. And I'll go ahead and delete Hellman and move everybody else up. Boom. And we'll go ahead and hit refresh all. That eliminates Hellman from the list. You see now there's only 900 records. And let's go ahead and make the bottom here 901. I'll go ahead and hit enter. 643. That sounds like somebody that is more deserving. 643. That's my Manny, so that's Matt Pagan. So Matt, congratulations, you get the third pick here. And I'll go ahead and drop back down. Go to the top of that's my Manny. There we go. So if it was me, and it's just my opinion, I really like to have sort of those in-between picks. And so right about now is when I really hope that I get a selection. That'll sound pretty weird if I just said that and then all of a sudden my name comes up next, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I'll go ahead and refresh, and we're at 8:15 now. So I'll make it 816 as the bottom. I'll go ahead and hit enter, and 240. So B240 is Chesapeake Dead Zone, so that's Jack Sieber. Congratulations, Zach, you got number 4 pick. And we'll go ahead and take Zach, or Jack. Did I say Zach? I'm not sure. No, I guess I can go back and listen to the recording. But now Jack is off the board. And I'll go ahead and bump everybody else up. Alright, hit refresh. Boom, Jack is off. That sounded bad. So we're at 760 records left. 761. All right, ready? Boom. 82. So B82. That sounds close to me, but probably not quite. Yeah, it's John. Wow. So for those that don't know, John's the newcomer, Gabby, is John's wife. So I'm just kind of wondering her temperament at the moment, with John having such a slim chance of getting a good draft pick, but he gets right up there. Once again, I feel like he's pretty much always at the top. But that's just the way the dice rolls, the Excel dice anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and refresh. John's off the board. We got 709 records, or I'm sorry, 715 records. So we'll go ahead and change this to 716. I'll go ahead and hit enter, and next is 505. So B505 is Nasty Mustaches. So that's Greg. So don't expect any starting pitchers to be selected 6. Oops. Got like a. There we go. So, oops. Go ahead and find Greg again. I forgot what number that was. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and eliminate Nasty Mustaches now from the stockpile. Bump everybody up. And I'll go ahead and hit refresh. Now we only got 630 left. 630, and we're about almost halfway through. So 631 is the bottom. Enter. 572. So that's 572 is Bumpin' Utley. So Gabby, the newcomer, will be selecting number 7 off the board. Oh, congratulations there, Gabby. Got a pretty good spot for your very first draft pick. Oops. Go ahead and go all the way back up. Refresh, and we got 540. Well, that was freaky. If you heard that in the microphone, all of a sudden Echo started talking to me, and that freaked me out because I'm all by myself. She told me nothing's currently playing. That's great. All right, 165 for the next draft pick here, and so B 165 is Zamasup Loves Zambone. So that's Dave. Dave is picking number 8, right in the middle of the road there. Alright. Congratulations, Dave. And we'll drop down. Boom. Dave's off the board. Pushing everybody up. Boom. Alright, refresh. 490 left in the pile. So we'll make it 491. Hit enter. 135. Who's 135? Boom. Baldios. So that's Sarah Gloss. She'll be selecting number 9. So it's actually when I was putting the standings back together here, I didn't actually realize how well Sarah did last season. She came in 6th overall. So she had a pretty good season. And that's not a bad spot to draft. Number 9. Alright, so I'll go ahead and hit refresh. We got 435 left. So 436. Hit enter. 77. Hey, that might be me. 77? Nah, that's Andrew. Alright, Andrew Atkinson. He's got number 10 there. Go for Ballers. They had a really good season last year and went to the playoffs. Ended up losing to Gary. But it was a pretty good run, especially since he always gets hammered with the injury bug. I just feel like Andrew's luck always gets in the way there. Alright, go ahead and hit refresh. Refresh. 390. So 390. Turn it into 391. Boom. 271. Here's 271. Antioch Pipe Hitters. That's Mike Matthews out there on the West Coast. He'll be selecting number 11. Mike was one of those comeback kids. Left the league for a little bit. Decided he couldn't live without us. And came back last year. And it wasn't the greatest comeback in the world, but we'll see how he does this year. Alright, 325 left on the board. And only 5 teams remaining. So we got 326 is the floor. 193 is the... Who's 193? That is going to be the Cardinals. So Tom is going to be number 12. I feel like Tom's always sort of in the bottom of the order here. I don't think he's ever gotten a good draft spot. Tom is also... I put Tom in the same boat as Andrew Atkinson. He's always just getting hammered with like the weirdest stuff, the weirdest luck, really. Alright. Refresh, and there's 260. Only 4 teams remaining. Wow. You ain't getting paid to dance is still on there, and he had one of the greatest probabilities. He still does, with 85 records still left on the board. So anyway, 260s. So 261 is the floor. 138. Who's 138? It's going to be Satan's Testicles. That's Andrew Amodio. He's going to be picking 13 this year. Amodio saw his luck drop last year. I don't know, maybe it's the team name. I'll go ahead and delete him off the pool there. Go ahead and refresh. Alright, we got 195 records. It's me, Jason, and Zach in the bottom of the barrel. Alright, so 196 is going to be the floor. Boom, it's number 30. That sounds like it could be me. Yeah, that's me. Alright, so I'm going to be picking, what is it, 14th? go ahead and wipe me off the board. Boom. And it is between Jason now and Zach. And there's only 150 left on the board. So 151 is the floor. Boom. It's number 40. Just to show it, there's Jason. It is number 15. So despite Zach unfortunately coming in last year, he will also pick last in the draft, number 16 spot. So in his rookie year, you know, he was riding the highs with dominating, and he went to the playoffs and ended up winning the whole shebang. And then ever since he you know, the pendulum swung in the opposite direction as far as luck goes anyway. Alright, and so here's the next portion of the the draft order here. I'll show it real quick. So excuse me. First Gary, the Idaho Burley Beards, and then number 2 we got Jesse Hellman, number 3 Matt Pagan, number 4 Jack Sieber, number 5 John George, number 6 Greg Esser, number 7 is going to be Gabby George, number 8 is going to be Dave Brundage, number 9 Sarah Gloss, number 10 Andrew Atkinson, number 11 Mike Matthews, number 12 Tom Myers, 13 Andrew Amodio, 14 is me, 15 is Jason Travis, and number 16 is Zach Carlson. Alright, and so the next portion is sort of doing the same sort of rando thing here, but now we're resorting the divisions. So as it was again voted upon this preseason, and no change occurred due to the vote. Everybody that made the postseason last year is going to be shuffled into Division A, and so Division A isn't necessarily always the strongest. In the last few years we've seen that it hasn't actually been very good, but they are the teams from the previous postseason. So this year it's going to be me, John, Gary, and Andrew Atkinson. I got really faced with some good draft selections there too. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rando between 2 and 4, and number 2 is going to be Division B, number 3 is going to be Division C, number 4 is going to be Division D. And so I'll go ahead and do my ram between, and we're going to do 2 and 4. Oops. Ram between. Oops. I don't know what I'm doing here. Ram between 2 and 4. Alright, and so I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and the result will go to the next team off the list, which is indefinite integral, and they will be in Division B because we got a 2. So I'll go ahead and hit enter there. 3. So that is Baldy O's is getting shuffled into Division C. 3. So Jack is going with Sarah. And is this going? Alright, 2. And so Hambones with integral there, and 3. And so now divisions. And then we got Satan's testicles now in Division B, and Cordinals in Division B. So now I'm going to actually change the range because we have another division full. And so Cordinals getting shuffled in there. I'm going to go ahead and change the range now. It's going to be between 1 and 2. 1 being Division C and 2 being Division D. So I'll go ahead and hit that, and Mike is going into Division D, and Matt is going into Division D, and Greg is going into Division D, and Zach is going into Division D. And so Bump and Nutley's is going to go into Division C here. Alright, and that's it. So thanks for watching. 26 minutes. So it was about that. I think that's pretty much normal. Here's your divisions. Get ready. We're about to head into draft day on Sunday, and we got a good amount of people registered to come by my place. There's going to be pizza, there's going to be beer, there's going to be bourbon, and it should be a good time. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody.